But our correspondent, Hafiz Tijani, has gone back to the community where the incident happened a week after for us to gauge the mood of the residents there and see what the government has done there after the incident happened, among other things that we'll be gauging on the ground. Hafiz, good morning.
Good morning, Philip.
I trust you are doing well.
I'm well. How are you too?
I'm doing good. Hafiz, tell us, when you visited the community which you are in now, a week after the incident, just paint us a picture of how the whole place is looking like, and if you've spoken to residents yet.
Well, so residents here are calm. They are just reflecting on what has happened last week. So a week today, like you said, or a week ago, like you said, they woke up to this news about this crash, and the incident is still fresh on their minds, and they are praying that nothing of this sort should happen again, not only in Sikaman-Brofoyedru, but other parts of the country and other parts of the world. They wouldn't want to wake up to hear about news of something like this happening, knowing well that the people who have lost their lives are family members, are pillars of their families, are pillars of their communities and societies, are people who help people in education, in health, and other endeavors. So they don't pray for such a thing to happen again. But if you come here, it's all about reflection, it's all about sadness, it's all about calmness for the people. Most of the community members are clad in black to show that they are still mourning the death, the people who have passed on as a result of this helicopter crash. But quickly, you look at the background, that is the forest behind you. And on this same day last week, this was how the weather was. It drizzled this morning, and so foggy there at the top of the mountains there. You see the area being so foggy, and people, though investigations are still underway, but the weather, the bad nature of the weather is not being ruled out as one of the causes of the crash of the helicopter that led to the death. So you still see the weather there when you are standing in the Sikaman community, the nearest community to the crash site, and that area is still being monitored by the military officers who are still stationed here. When we came this morning, we saw military officers still here. They are still assisting investigators who are coming in here to go into the crash site or to go into that area to access the scene and also pick whatever they want to pick. So quickly, let's speak to the assembly member for this area. He has been at the forefront of this incident since it happened. He has been assisting the investigators, taking them into the place since the day the incident happened. He has been making some coordination in terms of the retrieval of the bodies to the community, which were subsequently, or they subsequently transported to Accra. The remains subsequently transported to Accra, and he has been assisting the investigator. Let's speak to him quickly so we get his thoughts on this. Marco Abadiba, ChannelOne TV. So, a week ago now, it is an incident. Sikaman
Oh, many Amadas, each year with tear for no help for Sikaman-Brofoyedru aiding.
Now lead the efforts. Oko site ho, maybe identify bodies no mutimi ye. The omukwa cry, ya see obi mukra. A week near. When investigators no call site no. A day na muhu ye. De na muheni nya mutimi nyai.
Many da se Dimitri can say, me to me say the motion no more when I saw him if you go so a coso. But then be a coha or mofa and your money be eba. Into you say, no man to two Montina, ye and TV Biasano, and no man you go so or more paper echo.
Now, moko hono nyamano na egu himfa like na ebemben.
O nyama no ebemben ena bebi a plane toy na ngasa de ni na egu faako na ena wiemu de na esie na mse atete atoto nkyɛnkyɛn a ɛsesa ne nyinaa boaboa no a meka sɛ de bia befi
Asanya krata every regional minister office obi mu efa nyama bi adenisi ye no kroma no efa nyama bi mu ya announcement mutimi nya nyama ni bi
medase so far meka sɛ nneɛma dodo na ɛkɔ efiefie mu no mesaka ma mede ama sojafo no sɛ metumi aka sɛ ebi wɔ hɔ anya boapae na ɔfae obi ubisa na adwene sɛ ɔne maame bi a wantumi ankɔ bepɔ no so no ɔfa de abɛkyerɛ sɛ ampasa ade no si nti announcement no bae na obi ade ne de aba titu watch no so kra no mesaka ma de ama mpanifo sɛ de yehu no social media sɛ obi fa watch no de wa na de bae ma me de kɔma mpanifo
na apart from watch ni nyama no ediem bi na musan hu ye
yehu bibia bi me fa body ne free hɔ na de kye ye fa nneɛma no ne ɔmɔ bɛfa bi kɔ mu fie no agye ne nyinaa no yɛnya hu bi fufuru bia bi de aka no de sojafo no ɛbɔ ho ban sɛ bɛyɛ metu bɛfa ne nyinaa akɔ
na farmers no so raise concern sɛ ɔmo ntimi nkɔ efuom no ɛkom de ɔmo niska de to aduane na DC ne assembly sɛ ɛbɛpɛ bibia ama ɔmo sanse hyɛ ne ti sɛ
no kra DC ne MP ebe promises a am yegusu say ye trading no nti saa day one na start say ye trading no emu ho na so just ne man ye nte say obi atumi konefu nti ye bi ekwana to obi atumi konefu no mu efri line so ko forest no de obi atumi nko ho de obi anafu obi atumi ko nti say am no ka say fiti Friday no be sin ne obi atumi konefu
ba nipa ne ntimi nduru baby a ade ne
sa pepe say forest no kra no ye nko ho dada nti wafum na wokɔ den forest no bra forest no kra ye nwuram nti bebia wefu no wona okwakoye adwuma nti eno obi agye atum sɛ ya do bewura hɔ yɛ okra okwa ehu kra nti untumi nkɔ
na sasam we sɛ na si peja mokroi anase eni be na amanfo de hwemo
menua me dase nanka ye kra ye mpene sa yɛ nanka we hu bibia din be kwa akira nanka ye adepa bi ɛna eba na kofa sɛ bi saa trenchim kwasi so a ɛde edin kɔ no ye mpene sa na so enya basa nti enye ohaw enhyeda nye ohaw bebre sɛ ye budin no nyame de opɛ ɛna ɔyɛ nanka ye famu de sɛ dem di kan nanka mpɛsɛ saa trenchim we be free ye kuro mu epi anase district no mu ɛso enya ba
na 1 week ni ɛde empathy na mo ye de kai de sie no
ɛyɛ no kre na mrantie no keka ho bom sɛ anka ɔmo ye bibi nti ye kuro ni na gitum sɛ na ebe tuntunte nam soma nra na nan mpanifo ɛyɛ nsiesie wo kuro mrantie ne committee fo na de omoji tini ehwe sanka ne na nan bobo kuntunkrum na omo aye bibi kakra na akanyan omo efiri mu no aso tumi efiri traditional council abase omo twentwen so ntimi no ka sei na nan mahudun omo tidia nan beka.
So that's the assembly member for Sikaman-Brofoyedru. So I've been asking him about the effort since day one, what has been done and all that. So he first responded by saying that he has been leading the efforts. The incident that happened, they went into the forest or the crash site to be able to retrieve the remains of the people who were on board that helicopter that crashed that day. And he has also been working with other personalities or individuals like the MC and the DC. Recall that when the incident happened, there was an announcement that the farmers who had their farms close to the area should not go near that place because investigators were coming in to investigate, so that they will not go and tamper with any form of the investigative pieces there, because they were still gathering some evidence and also gathering some of the parts of the crashed helicopter. And he has been saying that the farmers complied, and the team, the investigative team that came in, he went with them. He was part of the team that went to the site, and they were able to retrieve a number of items. He cannot say, because he's not a technical person, say that they have retrieved everything. But he says that the investigative teams are still coming in. The military officers are also here trying to go into the site. The investigations are not done yet. So as and when they come, they go into the site or the crash site to retrieve whatever they want. But he said that they have been able to retrieve that. Then I asked him about the request by the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council, a letter from the Ashanti Regional Minister that appealed to the community members when the incident happened. Some of them picked parts and bits of the helicopter, whether they have come forward to submit to him. He said that yes, a lot of them have done that. Some people took the items without bad intentions. They took because they wanted to show evidence of they visiting the site, to show to some of their relatives who could not access the site, and that's what they did. And most of them have been able to return it. And there was a watch that we don't know who it belongs to as part of the victims, but that watch also has been brought to him. He has given out also to the military officers who were here to also forward it subsequently to the authorities. Then I asked him about how the community is being seen by the world following what happened, and he says that they had not envisaged such an action to happen or an incident to happen, and they don't pray for something like this to happen again, but it was all for good. They had assisted in every effort to try and get things done. So today they were supposed to hold a 1 week celebration of the incident, but the traditional authorities had told them to hold on because of the nature of the incident. People are still grieving. They would not want them to do anything that some people might do some things overboard, so they are not able to do anything. And I asked him about the complaints or concerns by farmers who were told not to access the area. He says for now that area has been opened, but farmers are still restricted to their farmlands. They are not expected to go to the crash scene for any other thing. They are restricted, and the support that was promised by the member of parliament for this area and the DC for this area, the list is still being compiled, and they are going to attend to some of the farmers. So I'll speak to one of the farmers who is also joining us here to also tell us about the incident. About the bar ChannelOne TV. So assembly see no na wo ofumo
atwa na me wo mefu na mefu no eben ho kakra
na after no na see mamunko efum ho so be na di brel how be na di brel
how dey high kakra na the way ade no so see here no mo ka se me nko ha okra wontumi nko nti ekra me kra no and say mama boto kakra pa because then onko akwa ko pia de so no obi ani ho na wontumi nya ho hwe nti na ha me kakra ha me pa
every sada no na say be mamu psychological support ebia the doctor for be beba be kasechro mo nanka ebia wadwin yo bibi say kra utimi regain wadwin no esanhihye no LTBB sa
ke ente sanhihye ndiasa apart from say soldiers phone ba no mo de yakosro no makoyi yo mo nema de omuhia no ni asaba ntimi nkwa de makosro be 3 times square minute military for na nkasa and koye ti apart from that ni hunu ayibiasa
na DC ni MPC ombe mamu support bi mo amantimi nko efum no sa support ni aba na say na mo say hunu
pacho yi hunu bibiasa de yi hunu bibiasa sa afi na nam kwa mu ba dia yi hunu bibiasa.
Okay, so that's one of the farmers here who is also narrating what he saw that day. He says he still reflects on what has happened, and that usually saddens his heart whenever he thinks about some of the scenes or the sites at the scene of the crash. And he also spoke about there was some arrangement to give some of them psychological support. He said that nothing of that sort has come up, and the support that has been promised that the farmers will get, something like that has not also come up. So they are still waiting, though they have been here trying to cooperate with the investigative bodies who are coming in on a daily basis to the community. They even assist them to show them the area where the incident happened, and they have been assisting them also to pick some of the items they are picking up as part of their investigations. But for now, the community is still down. They themselves, they are not so happy about what has happened, but it's destined to happen. Let me add one other farmer here. He also has something to share. So when you come here, the Sikaman community, most of them are clad in either red or black. So that tells you that they are still money. Edi saying want me anko ofum enam when I buy.
What do you mean, Pamchawa? If you do Kradana, Semisi, and now auction. Medium in Kofu. Menkofu, Nadi, she and a bray, she and a say a cock. Niaku will be here more be a Timiabuan. By Bray qua Menebraba, with friend Yekron, you see Lana super pepper, Forest Lano. Yekwa, Nablana would do mechanic at Biba. Ti hon mi gina okakra shiki kakra afi mi hwe na na ye mebra we ye friend Gideon wono na ba mane ode babo ya ne se prenet toy no okohu si jade mu ma sabi wo mu nyina hye tinko oba fia baba mane nti wo hu ye de aye me enko na ye enkohwe na ekire ne yemfa mane emobo o man ampa itu ana moko ne ye kokora na ye ni hu kwan enam se hokwan bia na ba bia nti awurawura ma ana ja yakoto se adane da ho na ahye kura ahye tie no aki ana ye ti dede se mo hino chese ye ne yakoya ne de brabo ani de da na ne ye ne wura mo se memamro nti nkesi se wo mo fie na mo hu se pre na theater na mo nso e pekwan a mo de beba ho nti ye ne dalete wo mo se wo mo mra ti bra ba ko ye friend ba wo mia ono no odi nka ba ho me nkura fon Gideon na me kana se mo nso nkura fon tiba o miano ne krafo to oba ya na ka kire nse de ehie ni to o momodin anu mfra samne man na onfanto ne nim se de ehie ni na ye ne de ye wa hanti asamne ma akora bre frɛ no nso nim kwan ti eni ane dalete na de ni kire na na oba ye ti ebra oba ye no ana me firi ho afi ne dom no kuromu ni nyina agitwi o mu nyina ekofolesi ho mu nyina ekofolesi o ndi me ba ye no na dom atwa hia ebra me ba kora me hia police for ni soja for bibri dom ana me bank me ba ya no ba twi me gina dwom ha se de me hu yan me meka no kwase me de me hu yan nso meka e wa dom tv so
E de na hu yan
de me hu yan se pre no ye koy na na hye pre ni body ne da ho ni nyina da fom a hye na ade ba ko a me ye nhwehwe mu a me hu yan se pre ni bodua mu osoro pa soro bodua mu na te beto fom ha tumbu sha me anade ete no ba ye koy de no mu nyina hye ba body ba ko pe na me hu se no da ho a sebe ne fom nyina hye no ahye ma anaka ne kokoso ene ne nsa ne ko ne niti wonna na do ba ijane de ne num ne fa ya sa akosoro tututututututu
na sasem we Sikaman for na your 1 week na mu ye den
na me de me wo fie de me tie ane se fidie yi bo nwum na aja me ba ise me ba ba hade kra me ba ya mo so mo de ehia me ase na me ka de me so mi hu
na esi ebe mamu support bi bra mantime onko ifom ne biom ebia ebe mu mmoa bi musaka
o mpacho me ade me nsanka bibia ana me so kroma nso me ntise bibia fra ban ma base ye nyai me nsanka bibia na me ade firi ukuada na asem ne hia bepem ne uku ye na otwi me nkofu fishe ade ne me hu ya na bo me pusha ntimi nkofu ma bepem ne dua me ne mu gina ha me ne mu di nko me nko ba bia ifi nko na me sore amewo na busha me kakra metimi aka no.
So that's also one of the farmers. So he has been narrating the incidents that there were he was one of the peoples who went there to see what has happened at the initial stages when the incident happened. And he is a farmer himself, so since the day when the incident happened, following what he saw, he has not been able to put himself together. He has been so sad about the incident, and that incident has really brought him down. So he has not been able to go to the farm, but he also heard that there was going to be some support from the authorities for the farmers who have been affected by this restriction, and he has not been able to get any support from any quarters, though he's hoping that the support that has been promised will come true. And he's joining also residents here to mourn the incident a week after the incident. So when you come to the Sikaman community, you see them standing in small groups. So you see there the community members standing in small groups discussing about the incident that has happened a week ago. So trying to reflect on what has been done, trying to at least recall what they saw that day, trying to also talk about what is happening and what form of support they are still going to give to the investigative teams that are coming. So we have also been told that most of the areas have been accessed in terms of the forest area, and the investigative teams that have come, they have been able to pick some vitals that will aid them in their investigations. They have also been able to mark some areas to assist other investigators. We are told some international investigators will be coming in to also be able to easily trace some of these items they are looking for.
Hafiz.
But when you come to the community, they are ready. Yes.
Yeah, Hafiz. I just wanted to know, have you spoken to any of the military personnel or investigators to know how long this investigation is going to take?
Well, for that, they can't say. They say the investigations are in batches. Just that you know how sometimes these personnel communicate. They will not be able to disclose some of the information if they don't have the opportunity or maybe the authorization to speak to the media. But what we're picking up is that the investigation will continue as long as they have something there to get more information on this incident. So they will be able to conclude the investigation, but there have not been any definite timeline as to when the investigations are going to complete. But when it comes to the community, they say they are ready to offer any form of support to the military and other investigative teams who are still coming into this community to conduct their investigations on this matter.
All right, so talking about support, we understand there are farmers who have actually been banned or stopped from going to their farms because those areas are part of, where the tragedy happened. So what is going to be done for the farmers? This is their source of livelihood. This is their source of feeding. What happens to them?
Yeah, so within the week, we spoke to the DCE. He told us that he has deployed some NADMO officials to come into the community and compile the list. So most of the farmers, they have their farms close to the community. Others also have their farms close to where the incident happened. So it's not all the farmers that have been affected. So the restriction mostly was on the farmers who have their farmers very close to the area, so that they don't go there and maybe something will prompt them to go to the site.
Yeah.
These were the farmers that were being restricted. But because the head of support, other farmers were coming in to write their names with the NADMO officials. So the assembly now wants to do further verification of the right farmers who are supposed to get this support, so that they don't end up giving the support to all the farmers or farmers who are not directly affected by some of the restrictions. So the NADMO are still, the NADMO officials are still compiling the list, and the assembly also is going ahead to verify the list so they can submit to the regional coordinating council, who of course will come in with whatever support the farmers will get. But as it stands now, none of the farmers has been able to get any support. I've just spoken to them and they say they have not had any support from any quarters yet.
Hafiz, are the farmers aware or the residents aware of any visit from any state official today or any government official, looking at the fact that today is 1 week after the incident happened?
Well, so the farmers were told that the district chief executive for the area, the Adansi-Akrofom district, will be here. The member of parliament for this area will also be here. So they will also come and console with the people about what has happened, what they've seen, and also to give them assurance from the government of what the government is doing in terms of like the support we spoke about, and also to tell them about how they can continue giving out relevant and very, very important information to the investigative teams that will come, and the kind of support they can offer to the investigative teams that will be coming around. And the announcement that was made about people who have gone to the site when the incident happened, the people in the community were the first to get to the site, so they have picked some vital elements that will assist in investigation. So the coming in of the DC will also reinforce the announcement and the appeal to the community. We know that the Ashanti Regional Minister also issued a statement telling the community members, appealing to them to at least come forward with whatever they have, trying to persuade them to come forward with whatever they have. So people who are even afraid to give some of these items to the military, they give it to the assembly member who confirmed that, then he hands over to the military, because most of them were afraid that if they give it to the military directly, they will be questioned, and sometimes they are afraid to even engage directly with the military. So because the assembly member is one of their own, they hand over these items to him, then he also hands over to the military team that are here. So Philip, if we have time, I would just want to engage with one of the opinion leaders
30
in this
seconds.
area.
Yes, 30 seconds on
tell
that.
us what they are doing. Yes, what they are doing today. I'll pay you my about the batch and I want TV. So next Sikaman, and then I'm 1 week after when you see him.
Before 1 week in Naples, you goose. The goose are canacru, not sub-7. I don't chama by an anchor and what to a cacra. Into your share, say, be goose and Anna, a penny back free. Skamaba say, your regent said, Ma, the yen yai. And I say, you're sorry, I want some other bay.
I says, I'm on your biome.
Oh, we say, you go so I obey, Indian himself, and penny for no busa crown. Regent now can walk, I say, me and yes, I didn't. You push a friend of Busano, or say, might be a friend and apple. Onana catches me and Tinya regent and upon a cousin me and tea. You be some near who said, no credit did you obey.
Okay.
Have it all noted.
Yeah,
well
that's
noted,
it.
yeah.
Opinion. So that's one of the opinion leaders
okay.
in this community,
Okay.
who is speaking about some form of traditional rites they want to perform as in the 1 week of or after the incident.
Thank you so much for your time, and keep monitoring events for us in that community where the tragic incident happened last Wednesday. That's Hafiz Tijani for you, Ashanti Regional Correspondent, bringing us up to speed what is being done in the community. That's the Sikaman-Brofoyedru, where that incident happened last Thursday, last Wednesday, a very sad incident there.